1 week ago today, Justin Rose entered the final round of the WGC HSBC Champions, trailing Dustin Johnson by 8 shots. While DJ, though, was struggling, Rose, he's just pouring in birdies.
Really was, and this was a beautiful shot on the par 3. Used the slope perfectly, 2.5 feet.
He knew how to get the job done, and again, overcoming that big 8-shot deficit, firing a final round 67 to capture his second career WGC title. Today in Turkey, the 37-year-old didn't have as much ground to make up. 2 back of the lead with 18 holes to play in the Turkish Airlines Open, the third to last event in the race to Dubai. Dylan Fratelli, he entered the day 4 shots back. They were both moving in the right direction.
Well, he kind of got a little bit ahead of it, but guess what? Flagstick got in the way.
Can't believe it.
He's embarrassed.
You thought that was good. How about following it up a couple holes later?
Well, if you've done it once, you ought to be able to do it again. This was really a hard golf shot, and this went in with some speed as well. Ooh, and shaking his head.
So 2 chip-ins for birdie. He also birdied the hole in between, number 7. He's on cloud 9 at that point and holding a 1-shot lead. But Justin Rose, I could watch him swing the golf club all day long.
Well, why wouldn't you? Number 1 in greens and regulation this week, and guess what? Another solid-looking iron shot and another solid result. 1 shot back at 14 under par.
As Kratzer likes to say, just to kick in for birdie, give it to him. 1 shot back at -14 after Fratelli bogeyed 10. How about Padraig Harrington getting in the mix?
He's worked quite hard since being injured in the fall, and coming out of the summer and coming back in the fall. He's just trying to work his way back into maybe making the European Ryder Cup team.
Didn't work so well for him off the tee at 10. He would get in a little tree trouble. This is his 4th at the par 4.
He dunked it in the water on the second shot, but then he dunked it in the hole for par. What the heck?
All sorts of ways to make it. It's a 4 on the card. It doesn't matter. And your co-leader.
I've seen Jimmy do that plenty.
Fratelli, his 3rd at the par 5, 12th. This is fancy.
Yeah, this is really special right here because you can see there was really no hinging of the wrist. That was all arms, very softly tossed up in the air. Nicely done.
Fratelli would take command at -15. Rose trying to match him, and he does. Ty and Fratelli, they are locked in at -15. So after Rose and Fratelli birdied 15, Nicholas Colsaerts, this for birdie at 16.
Well, this was the 36-hole leader, and the way that he was playing, I didn't see anyone catching him. He made a lot of those putts the opening 36 holes.
Throw his name in the hat. He's also tied for the lead at that point, but Harrington would have something to say about it for eagle at 15.
Yeah, don't count him out. He knows this one's in. Yeah, there you go. That's an eagle.
The lock in, buddy. You got it. -16. A lot of red numbers on that card. Back to Rose for birdie at 16.
Well, he was playing well coming into the week, but then the 64 Saturday, the 3rd round, that got him rolling. He was just kind of seeking his level, and then all of a sudden that 64 just propelled him.
That birdie would give Rose a 1-shot advantage. Colsaerts, his approach at 17.
Yeah, coming in nice and high. Rose is in the middle of the green. He takes it right at it. That's a hard shot into that tuck pin.
He would make that birdie putt, tying Rose at the top of the leaderboard at -17. Fratelli, this birdie putt to tie the lead at the closing hole.
Yeah, straight up the hill, not a lot of movement, and that is clutch right there.
And he knew it. You could see it in the fist pump.
Yeah, you saw
Kratzer
it.
loves the fist
that was
pump.
right in the stomach.
Give it to him. So he's your clubhouse leader. Colsaerts at 18.
He's just hit some wonderful iron shots coming down at the end, and yet another one, 10 feet.
What's going on in Turkey? I mean, firing at the pins.
Why not?
How about Rose at 18?
Speaking of firing at pins,
Right.
5-iron in hand. There you go, right at it.
You see how close?
14 feet.
We can't give him that one. We're gonna have to see it.
Got to earn it.
Yeah, only 6 birdies today, but guess what? We're gonna make it 7.
Certainly, and we have a new clubhouse leader, Justin Rose, at -18 after a 6 under 65. Colsaerts, this putt to tie Rose.
And it's not his best effort. We saw him make a lot of putts, but that one looked low all the way, and Justin Rose back-to-back wins. Wow.
Still a really solid 5 under 66 for him, but it wasn't over. because Padraig Harrington still had a shot, and you can never count him out.
No, he's got to make this one, but he's hit some pretty good iron shots, and he is staring it down, bringing it in from right to left. Will it? Pretty good shot. Oh, didn't quite have enough steam on it.
Right on line, though.
Yes, it was.
4 under 67 for Padraig, and at that point, Justin Rose knows that he is a winner for the second week in a row. And you can bet it's a win that he'll remember for quite some time because he joined some pretty elite company, becoming just the third player to follow up a World Golf Championship win with another victory the week after, joining Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy. Rex Hoggard talked with Rose about his latest triumph.
Thank you, joined by Justin Rose. You said early in the week your plan was to win 2 of these last 3 events. How rewarding is it to pluck off 2 right off the top?
Yeah, incredibly rewarding and exciting, and today was a lot of fun. And to go back to back is, I've done it one other time in my career, but I think there may have been a week's gap in between the 2. And you know, this is obviously the first time we've gone back to back, week on week. So very, very exciting for me. And yeah, that was a fun last few holes. You know, everyone was stepping up and making birdies when they needed to, and to come out on top was brilliant.
Can you talk about how rewarding it is? Also, very different golf course, very different way to finish. How much do you pull from that?
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, this was a golf course that took driver out of my hand a little bit, and that was probably what I did best in Shanghai, was how well I drove the ball. This was a lot more of a strategic golf course, a lot more 3 woods, 5 woods off the tee. You had to continually think. Today there was a bit of rain in the air early, so a lot of different factors today. And then, like you said, how I won, holding a putt at 18 instead of just trying to close it out with a 5 or something is often actually more of a rewarding way to finish when you make a putt when you truly have to.
I just heard you mention talking about the putt on 18. It did remind you of Augusta, didn't it?
It was a similar length, yeah. Obviously similar to a situation where you're tied playing the last hole, and you know, and all you can do in those situations, like I did at Augusta, is run your process, run your loop, and hit a good putt. And you know, I hit a good putt there, which slid by, and I hit a good putt here, which went in. So sometimes they fall, sometimes they don't. But I think in that situation, you just want to make sure that you execute as well as you can.
Thanks for your time.
Thanks, Rex.
Just 2 events remain in the race to Dubai. With his win, Justin Rose leapfrogged Sergio Garcia from 3rd to 2nd, and he's now right on the heels of Tommy Fleetwood, who remains in the lead. Well, plenty of heartwarming stories this week in Las Vegas. 4-time PGA Tour winner and Las Vegas resident Charlie Hoffman pledged to donate all of his winnings from this week to the victims of last month's horrific shooting. You'll hear from Hoffman next on Golf Central.